Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TNN, the world's fastest news source. We only report the truth and not our opinion. First story for today, James Charles versus Tati. Drama over vitamins. Now recently, the most toxic place on the internet, the beauty community, has been in outrage after finding out that James Charles snaked Tati. Now we're not going to get into the details here since everything has already been said, but here's the main gist. James Charles promoted a product that is a direct competition to his friend's brand. In other words, those goddamn vitamins. And by vitamins, we're not talking about vitamin C or D. We're talking about vitamin Tati. Now we here at TNN believe that this entire incident would never have happened if they just talked this out in person. But of course, since everything can be exploited for views nowadays, with people coming out, exposing their own family members for views, money, and fame, we're not surprised. Now, Tati served as sort of a mentor to James Charles, and I find it very ironic that the person who started your career is the one who will end it. But did she? Bum bum bum. I'm sorry. Remind me, are we still in high school here? You know, isn't she like 40 years old? And she's making an exposed video on a 20-year-old. Over vitamins. God damn it, over fucking vitamins. Can you not talk to each other anymore? Do we not have mouths here, people? Fucking call them. Fucking call, text, or talk to them in person. Do we not have fucking communication anymore? Do people have to make a video on every fucking thing that happens in their fucking life? This is a joke. Oh, this is a fucking joke. It's like this fucking show. TNN? What the? Do I look like a basic bitch to you? I can't even say that word with a straight face. TNN. Only fucking girls say that. Do I look like a fucking girl? Huh? Do you even know what it means? No, exactly. I don't either. But the fucking kids and, you know, people who like to gossip, they say it a lot. So why is this our show's name? Second story, James Charles and straight guys. According to Tati's video, she mentioned how James wanted to suck the waiter's balls dry until his legs start shaking. I'm joking, he didn't actually say that. I just made that up. Now, according to the expose that Tati did on James Charles, she said that James was aggressively hitting on this waiter.
In detail about things you wanted to do to the waiter. And when I said, James, he's straight, your response was, doesn't matter, I'm a celebrity.
Now, the said victim of James Charles, the waiter, actually came out and told his side of the story, while also admitting that he was bi-curious as the reason for him giving in to James.
The next day, my sister convinced me to direct message James Charles. He asked to kiss me. And I was very nervous because I had never done anything with a guy and I was bi-curious, so.
Now, I'm just a humble news anchor. I don't know what this newfound word called bi-curious even means. Isn't it better if you call yourself bipolar since you can't decide on your gender? I'm kidding. It's a joke. I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna flash an image to your screen right now. Now, this image shows us two straight parallel lines. Now, the thing about two straight parallel lines is they never meet. Just like James Charles with straight guys, it's never gonna happen. Admit it, James. Your secret's out. You're gay. I mean, why else would you hit on straight guys if you weren't gay? It doesn't make sense. The proof is all over the internet. You're gay as fuck. Now, I know I'm risking my job as a news anchor by making these controversial accusations, but what if I tell you that James Charles would be joining us today to respond to these said allegations? Thank you for joining us today, James. I know you're under a lot of heat right now, so we really appreciate you coming onto the show.
Hi, sisters. It's James Charles here.
Now, James, what do you have to say about the rumors of people accusing you of being gay?
Yes, sisters, it's true. I'm gay.
sorry, James, that's way too much information. I just wanted some clarifications to make sure I was hearing it right. So, can I consider what you're saying right now as a confirmation that you are in fact gay?
Hi, sisters. It's James Charles here.
Yes! Fuck you, Gloria Borger! Fuck you! James, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. That's all we needed. Okay? Thank you. Bye. Bye. Okay. So far up to this point, James Charles has been called a snake and a sexual abuser. But is it all true? Well, in fact, James just pulled the greatest Uno reverse card of the century by basically destroying everyone who ever doubted him with facts, evidence, and logic. You know, music to my ears. And we're not saying that James Charles hasn't done anything stupid or shitty or that he's completely off the hook. No! Okay, but in this case, the people have judged him too early without looking at both sides, which is completely unfair for anyone. For anyone. Except Chris. Fuck. I like your music, man, but fuck you. Now, with everything that happened so far, who do you think is the real winner here? Well, there's Tati, who nearly tripled the sales in her products and the views and the subscribers in her channel. There's that. You know, we're not saying that she's a bad person at all. We're not saying that. But with the nature of the video and her seeming to be a manipulative person, we could say that she was driven by her emotions, basically. And she deleted the video, which we give major props to her for realizing her mistake. Although it's too late, she at least recognized it. And, you know, we for one here at TNN believe that admitting that you're wrong about something is like the hardest thing to do. Admitting and talking about how you're right and how James Charles is a fucking rapist and sexual abuser and fucking snake. That's easy. But admitting that you were wrong and you found fault in yourself, that's very difficult. And we give props to Tati for that. Although she was very manipulative, we can only sympathize with her because her emotions and her feelings are hurt. And I guess that's one way of her, you know, getting through and coping with being hurt. Although we don't agree with what she did or how she did it, you know, by exposing and throwing your best friend under the bus, at the end of the day, it was all due to emotions getting the best of you, which happens to all of us. Now, there's also the other people who benefited from this trend. There was a person who fabricated an entire James Charles sexually abused me in high school and later calling it a social experiment. Now, I'd like to congratulate this person for creating such a wonderful story. It's a masterpiece. 10 out of 10. Better love story than Twilight. Congratulations. You know, you got the attention that you so desperately wanted. You know, it's with people like you who were an absolute joke that everyone is less likely to believe a real sexual abuse story now. I'm not defending any of James's actions here. He's also a shitty person by his own account. You know, he's done some shitty things in his life, but he's not a sexual abuser. That's for sure. And lastly, there's people like this young man right here. You know, Mr. Touch My Sister, who all of a sudden has a James Charles story to share. Wow! James Charles was in your DMs? Tell me more! You know, where was all of this before the drama even started? Oh wait, enjoying the fucking compliments they were getting from a really successful person. That's for sure. Cut the fucking music. I'm sorry, but fuck you guys. You know, it's not even about James Charles anymore.
Hopped on my Instagram one random day and James Charles is in my DMs. And then this is where it kind of led into what I thought it was going to lead into. Perhaps just because you're cute as hell. This is where it kind of confirmed for me why he was in my DMs. I feel like that might be the audience that James Charles tries to go for. Straight guys with followers.
Oh! James Charles was in my DMs complimenting me. Oh my god, I feel so bad. You poor child. A famous person, a highly successful famous person is complimenting you for your looks? You must have been traumatized. Suddenly, everyone has a coming out story now, huh? Fucking leech. I think it's safe to conclude that the beauty community is terrible. Okay, everyone's terrible there. They're all toxic every single person and every single soul is terrible. Except for Riri. Riri, if you were vitamins, you'd be vitamin B-A-E. Vitamin Bay. I mean, I may hate tea, but I do love Bay. Goddamn are you Bay. Thank you so much for watching TNN, the world's fastest news source. We only report the truth and not our opinion. This has been our first pilot episode, and we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed.